ago, before clocks, before worries, before anyone thought too hard about anything, there existed a village so full of joy it practically hummed. Its name was Vrindavan. In this village lived a boy unlike any other, naughty enough to make you laugh, kind enough to make you cry. He loved his flute, he loved his cows, and he loved, more than almost anything, making people think. His name was Krishna.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I see you, Kamala. Stop stealing from Priya's patch again. Who's all this for?
It is for Indra. He gives us the rain. Without rain, no crops, no water, no life. So every year, we pray to him.
But look around. This hill, this Govardhan, it gives our cows the grass to grow strong. It gives us fruit when we are hungry. It shelters us from the wind when the world turns cold. Shouldn't we also say thank you to what is already here?
The villagers thought about it, and thought some more. And the more they thought, the more it seemed obvious. The boy was right.
Govardhan it is, then.
And so, for the very first time, the people of Vrindavan turned their gratitude not to the distant sky, but to the generous earth beneath their feet. It was a small decision, a quiet one. But small, quiet decisions have a way of waking up very large, very loud things.
They are not praying to me. How dare they not worship me?
And just like that, Indra, the great king of the skies, threw the most powerful royal tantrum the world had ever seen. The sky turns black in minutes. Clouds pile upon clouds, enormous and furious. Thunder rolls like boulders down a mountain. The first drops of rain fall, then 1,000 more, then 1,000,000. The rain did not fall, it attacked. The wind did not blow, it roared. And the little village of Vrindavan, so full of joy just moments ago, grew very, very afraid.
Krishna, save us! Please, Krishna!
All right, then.
The boy who teased cows and stole butter and drove everyone gently mad with his flute, that same boy squared his small shoulders against the greatest storm the heavens had ever made. Now, what happened next is the kind of thing that makes grown-ups go very quiet and children lean forward with their mouths open. The mountain rose, a deep, resonant rumble. The ground trembles, not from the storm, but from something far more astonishing. Slowly, magnificently, Govardhan Hill lifts free of the earth and rises into the air. Balanced perfectly on the tip of one small finger.
Come, everyone. Bring your cows. Bring your families. Come under the hill.
And they came. All of them. Running, stumbling, clutching each other, streaming in from every corner of Vrindavan, with their cattle and their children and their clay pots and their disbelief. Under the hill, the rain could not reach. The wind could not enter. It was another world entirely, dry, still, and golden, as if the hill itself were glowing with warmth. It was like the most extraordinary umbrella anyone had ever stood beneath, an umbrella made of a mountain, held up by a boy
You're doing well. So am I.
One day passed. Then 2. Then 3. The storm did not weaken. Krishna did not waver. The arm did not lower. The finger did not tremble. And under that impossible roof of rock and root, the people of Vrindavan waited and watched and slowly stopped being afraid.
How can a little boy be so powerful? No ordinary boy could do this. This is no ordinary boy at all. This is Krishna. I am sorry.
And just like that, the great king of the skies stepped back, put down his storm, and bowed in his own quiet way to a barefoot boy in a village far below. The rain stopped, the wind stilled, and the sun, warm, unhurried, as if it had simply been waiting just behind the clouds, came home.
Krishna is our hero.
7 days, and not one of them brought me any butter.
And so it was that the boy who loved cows and music and a great deal of mischief became something more. Not because he was the most powerful, not because he was the loudest, but because, when the storm came, he simply stood still, held up the mountain, and made sure everyone was safe. The flute plays on. The hill stands tall. The village glows. But here's the thing about this story. It is not just an old story. It is, in fact, a very new one, because it is happening all around us, right now, today. We just need to know where to look. Krishna did not point to the sky and say, "Look how far away your help is." He pointed to the hill next to the village and said, "Look how close it already is." In a world that is louder and faster and more distracted than ever before, that is perhaps the most important thing a person can remember. We spend so much of our lives looking upward, at titles, at fame, at distant and powerful things, that we forget to look sideways, at the river that gives our city water, at the farmer who rises before dawn so our table is full, at the teacher who stayed late, at the neighbor who checked in, at the tree on the corner that gives shade to 100 people who never once stopped to say thank you. Gratitude, Krishna was saying, is not only for the spectacular, it is for the steady, the things and the people that show up, quietly, reliably, without thunder or fanfare, every single day. And Indra? Indra teaches us something too, because all of us at some point have been Indra. All of us have held power of some kind, in a home, in a classroom, in an office, in a friendship, and felt the cold sting of being overlooked. All of us have, at least once, let our ego build a storm out of what was really just a bruised feeling. The question Indra had to answer, high up in his clouds, watching a boy hold up a mountain for 7 days, is the same question we all eventually face. Is my pride worth more than their safety? Indra, to his credit, chose wisely. He put the storm down. He said sorry, and the sun came out. That is not weakness. That is, in fact, the hardest and bravest thing a powerful person can do. So the next time life sends you a storm, and it will, remember Vrindavan. Remember the hill that was always there. Remember the boy who stayed calm. Remember that the most extraordinary things are often done not with great noise and spectacle, but with one steady finger, a quiet smile, and the absolute certainty that the people sheltering behind you are worth every moment of the effort.